This all happened below ground here on Tremont Street. The Boylston Street station is just a block and a half down Tremont Street from here.
With enough signatures to get on the ballot, Ed Markey is announcing he's in the race for the Senate.
The ban will be in full effect in December 2013, so plan to get your coffee in a paper cup.
A cappella music may seem like a new trend with shows and movies like The Sing-Off and Pitch Perfect, but it's actually been around for quite some time.
The show is over and the awards have been handed out. It's been a great night here at the Modern Theater, recognizing the students in the Communication and Journalism Department here at Suffolk University. Ryan Breslin, Suffolk U News.
Ryan?
Jared, this all happened below ground here on Tremont Street. The Boylston Street station is just a block and a half down Tremont Street from here. And Tremont Street quickly became jammed with rescue personnel and equipment all just 2 hours ago during the lunch rush. Emergency workers went below ground where the bump happened at the Boylston Street stop. Above ground rescue people, ready to treat passengers mostly, were told for back and neck pain. You're looking at a quickly shot and edited video of the scene at the corners of Tremont and Boylston Streets right at Boston Common. No passengers are believed to have been seriously injured, including one young woman who can't believe this happened.
I was on the train that hit the stopped car, and I was kind of in the back, and I was standing up and holding on to one of the poles, and I could see through the front of the train. I saw that there was a stopped train, and I saw that we were going kind of fast. We weren't slowing down at all. And then, right as we were about to hit it, I realized that that was going to happen, and so I held on really tight to the pole. So I was fine, but a lot of people around me were thrown out of their seats, and everyone was just so shocked afterwards, because it's just, who expects to get into a crash on the T? It's ridiculous.
The Boylston Street station was closed. T passengers were bused from the Park Street station to the Arlington station following the bump. Neither of the two trains involved derailed, and T officials believe that it should be clear by rush hour later this afternoon. Reporting live from Tremont Street, Ryan Breslin. Jared, back to you in the studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ed Markey, and I am running for the United States Senate.
Supporters gathered at the Massachusetts State House before delivering more than 52,300 signatures to the Secretary of State's office. Markey spoke Monday, telling these supporters a vote for him will be a vote for the Obama agenda.
Now is the time for us to take on the big challenges, like climate change, like gun control, ensuring that a woman's right to choose is protected, ensuring that the LGBT community is protected.
Markey's supporters see him as a forward thinker for the Senate seat.
He has a good solid record on the entire progressive, I'm not afraid to say liberal democratic agenda.
The Senate votes for the Supreme Court. If we don't have justices out there who are going to vote to uphold Roe v. Wade, we are in a lot of trouble.
Others think of his blue-collar background and senators of the past.
Dad was a milkman while he was at college. That's a story that you've got to be impressed by. And John Kerry and Ted Kennedy were two men who came from great people and great places.
Markey will run in the Democratic primary election against Stephen Lynch, April 30th. Ryan Breslin, Suffolk U News. Brookline has passed a law that will have the town saying goodbye to the plastic bags you get from retail stores and styrofoam containers at takeout restaurants. Advisory Committee member Nancy Heller proposed the ban and says styrofoam does more bad than good.
It frequently gets trashed onto land or in rivers. It never biodegrades. It never degrades in any way. When archaeologists dig us up in 500 years or whatever, they're going to still find this stuff.
Local businesses will have to look into alternatives for replacing the styrofoam. Angelo Kassab says his bosses are
a little frustrated. They're not really sure how they're going to do it yet, but I guess we still have a little bit of time.
Dunkin' Donuts opposed the vote at the town meeting because it would be more costly for business. However, residents do feel the ban will be positive for the community.
There are alternatives for them to use. It may be more costly, so maybe we'll have to pay a little more for Dunkin' Donuts coffee in Brookline, but I'm willing to do that.
We all know that styrofoam isn't good for the environment, and especially when you're putting it over an iced coffee that you don't really need the cup.
It already has a cup, so I think it's okay.
The ban will be in full effect in December 2013, so plan to get your coffee in a paper cup. Ryan Breslin, Suffolk U News. The 6th annual Rammy Awards went off without a hitch on Thursday, April 11th. The award show is a recognition night for students in the Department of Communication and Journalism. Some of the distinguished guests in attendance included the university president, James McCarthy.
I think an award show is fantastic. I think we need to do everything we can to celebrate the amazing talents and accomplishments of people around Suffolk.
9 categories, including photography and news reporting, make up the awards. And this year, a new Lifetime Achievement Award was named after and given to Suffolk professor Gerald Perry.
Wow, I am so thankful. You know, it's kind of a dream-like when you first get it, but the award is beautiful. It's going to go up on my, looks like a little Oscar. It's going to go up and sit on my mantle, and I'm a proud Suffolk professor.
Another notable win was for Suffolk sophomore
Anthony Mangini, Patrick for Anthony,
who took home 3 Rammy Awards. Anthony says he makes the media for himself.
I'm honestly, just anything that happens in front of me, I think is worth documenting and making an image of and trying to make art out of it.
Anthony's wins proved to be impressive as one Suffolk senior shares his feelings on finally winning.
My first Rammy wins in 3 years, 3 years of being nominated, but yeah, this is finally my win. You know, you fall down 2 times and you get up the 3rd time, and I mean, 3rd time's a charm. I guess that's what it is.
3rd time definitely was a charm for David as a graduating senior at Suffolk. Here at Suffolk U News, we want to extend our congratulations to all the winners and nominees of this year's Rammy Awards.
It was a beautiful marathon Monday in Boston until this happened.
4 hours into the Boston Marathon, hundreds of runners reaching the finish line in an explosion on Boylston Street. And then another.
Spectators panicked and ran. Runners were forced to stop in their tracks. The injured laid on the ground in pools of blood.
Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Suffolk U News, the weekly news program brought to you by the Department of Communication and Journalism at Suffolk University. I'm Ryan Breslin from Wilmington. A $90 million facelift is coming to the Government Center T Station. Tiffany and Chris, there's definitely a lot going on in the arts and entertainment this weekend, but first we're going to start with some golf. This weekend could shape up to be a hole-in-one for you if you're a golfer. McNichols also encouraged the audience to think about their different identities and decide which should be acknowledged when others talk about their achievements. Hello, I'm Ryan Breslin, and this is a Suffolk U News update. After many years of delays in a $190 million contract with Hyundai in South Korea, new MBTA train cars are ready for service. 3 new commuter rail cars are expected to be on the tracks this month. The MBTA plans to have 15 new cars running by the fall and a total of 75 cars ready by next year. Even with new cars in, the MBTA is unsure of its funding for the future because of a budget debate on Beacon Hill. The House passed a $500 million transportation bill on Monday. However, Governor Deval Patrick says he will veto that bill if there is no compromise made because his plans call for a $2 billion bill to be passed. Patrick believes the tax increase passed by the House will not do enough to expand transportation and education programs. The Massachusetts Senate will handle the bill next. This has been a Suffolk U News update. I'm Ryan Breslin. Thanks for watching.